Hi students, so today in this video we are going to discuss about complex number system. So actually the complex number system discussion means right from the natural number system we have to start. So what is natural number system? Natural numbers can also be called as counting numbers. Why? For example, what is the strength of your section? If that is the question, what will be our answer? The strength of our section can be 30, 40, 50, 60. Some figure we will give. And what is that? That is actually the count of the number of students in that section. And that count, for that count you need natural numbers. So natural numbers basically are called as counting numbers. It gives the number or count of the number of things. Okay, what happens if you have 2 minus 2? Now this is not covered in natural numbers. 2 minus 2, 0, it is not covered. So therefore, to actually include this also, next after natural numbers, whole number system is introduced. So whole number system, generally denoted by W. Natural number system. Natural numbers are counting numbers denoted by capital N. So it is all counting numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, so on up to infinity. And whole numbers means all natural numbers including 0. So to the natural number set, just we add one more number 0. So whole number is actually, this set is a superset of natural numbers, or natural number set is a subset of whole number system. Now in the whole number system, so is this number included? 2 minus 4 is definitely going to be negative number, we know. So these numbers are not included in whole numbers. Now we need a number system which covers this also. So therefore, next comes integers which covers negative numbers also. So integers contain all whole numbers, and besides having whole numbers, they have negative numbers also. So this integers actually covers all negative numbers, all positive numbers, including 0, or simply whole numbers plus negative numbers. Means integers is actually, this is superset of both whole numbers and natural numbers. All these are included in integers also. Next, so what about this one? Is this included in integers? No, because it is definitely, you know that it is a fraction. So fraction is not covered in this. Therefore, we need a number system which covers fractions also. So therefore, to cover the fractions also, next the number system introduced is rational numbers. Rational numbers denoted by Q. Now a rational number means any number of the form P by Q where Q is not equal to 0 and P comma Q, that is numerator and denominator, both must be integers. So any number of this form is referred as a rational number. Means the fractions of this model are covered in this now. And this rational number system includes integers also. Because if you take integer 4 example, you can write 4 as 4 by 1. There is nothing wrong in that. Means integer 4 you can write as 4 by 1. That means it is in the model of P by Q. So every integer can also be put in P by Q form. So all integers are covered in rational numbers. Besides integers, we have fractions also covered in this. So rational numbers means it covers all integers, means it covers all whole numbers, it means it covers all natural numbers. So rational numbers is superset of all these, or combination of all these numbers now comes under rational numbers. Next now, so for example, if I take x square is equal to 2 some equation, then what is x? Root 2. Is it covered in this rational number system? Definitely not, because root 2 we cannot put in p by q form. So root 2 means we can write as root 2 by 1, of course. But p by q form, both numerator and denominator must be integers only. So root 2 is not an integer, so it is not p by q form. Numerator is not integer. So definitely this is not covered in rational number system. Therefore we need another system which covers this also. So therefore a system which covers all these numbers which are not rational. All the numbers which are not rational numbers like this are put under this irrational number system. And irrational numbers means simply the numbers which are not rational. Now rational numbers covers all these integers, whole numbers, natural numbers, everything is covered in rational numbers, and whatever is not covered in rational numbers now is being covered in irrational numbers. So these two are actually contradictory numbers. They are quite opposite. Okay. So now rational and irrational, if we combine both of them, then that system is called as real number system. So real number system is simply a combination of these two, because these two are quite contradictory numbers. A number which is not included in this rational number system will be taken in this. A number is present in this system means it is definitely not there in irrational number system. So real number system means it is a combination of rational and irrational numbers. It is simply a combination of both rational and irrational numbers. So real numbers includes all these number systems. Means natural numbers, whole numbers, integer, rational, everything, irrational, everything will be covered in this real number system. But we still have some numbers missing. For example, if you have x square plus 2 is equal to 0, x square is equal to minus 2. So does any real number satisfy this? So is the square of any real number going to be minus 2? Definitely not. That means there are some more numbers which are not covered in this. So whatever numbers which are not covered in real numbers means, for example, x square is equal to minus 2 you have. So x will be plus or minus square root of minus 2 you can write. So all these numbers which are not covered in real numbers, that is the numbers for which you have square root of some negative number, okay, they are being termed as imaginary numbers. And complex number system is nothing but a combination of real numbers and imaginary numbers of this model. Yes, so the combination of rational and irrational numbers is real number system. Real number system includes the natural numbers, includes whole numbers, includes integers, includes rational numbers, and includes irrational numbers. So rational numbers means basically the combination of all whole numbers, natural numbers, integers, of course. So that is real numbers. Now, is this enough? So are all numbers covered in actually real numbers? Means no is the answer. Why? Because if you have x square plus 1 is equal to 0, what is the solution of this? X square is equal to minus 1. That means x is equal to square root of minus 1. Now is this covered in real number system? What is the square root of a negative number? Square root of negative number is definitely not a real number. And for any real number, by squaring the real number, will you get -1? Definitely not. So this is not covered in real numbers. And the square root of a negative number is there. Square root of negative number is generally not defined. So to define the numbers of this model, we introduce complex number system. So basically, the square root of -1 is taken as an imaginary number I. Square root of -1 is taken as imaginary number I, which is called as iota. It is called as iota, whose value is this one. I is square root of -1, that means I square is equal to -1. So why we use this? We use this to define the numbers for which square root of some negative part will be there. Okay, so I'll give you one more example. For example, x square plus 4 is equal to 0. What is solution of this? So x square is equal to -4. For no real number, square of the real number is not going to be -4. So what is x here? Square root of -4. Now we can write this as square root of -1 separate, square root of 4 separate. Square root of -1 can be taken as I. So I can write as I into 2. Generally plus or minus 2, but simply I write 2 here. So what is this solution of this equation? X is equal to 2i is one of the solutions. What is square root of -4? 2i. So I should write plus or minus 2i. So minus 2i plus 2i, anything is okay. But square root of -4 means we got one value. So all the numbers basically which have I are called as imaginary numbers. Now we introduce the next number system called complex number system, which has all real numbers, and in addition to real numbers, we take the numbers of this model also. Means the numbers which have I, which have this imaginary number I. Real numbers plus imaginary numbers put together is complex number system. So what is the basic definition of complex number? Generally, we represent complex numbers with the letter Z. Excuse me. Any complex number can be taken in the form of a plus ib, where I is imaginary number whose value is this one, and a comma b must be real numbers. A comma b must be real only. Only I is imaginary here. So any complex number can be put in this form. You can write a plus ib in the form of ordered pair a comma b also. So we will discuss about that. So basically I is imaginary number. So here a, which does not have I, this term is called as real part of Z. So basically complex number can be put as sum of two numbers. The term which does not have I is called as real part of this complex number Z, which is referred or written as, this is the symbolical representation. And the term which includes I, without I, that part is called as imaginary part. Imaginary part means we don't write I into B. Excluding I, whatever is there in the second term, excluding I, that is called as imaginary part, and it is denoted by this symbol. Excluding I, remaining part is imaginary. And the term which does not contain I is called as real part. So in the complex number Z is equal to a plus ib. If a is 0, then Z is equal to ib. Means real part is 0. So if real part is absent, then the complex number is called as purely imaginary. If b is 0, then Z is equal to I. That means b is 0 means if imaginary part is absent, only real number is left here. Z is equal to a means we don't have I in that. So this is not an imaginary number, that is completely a real number, because A is real number, already we wrote here. This is the real number directly. So complex number covers real numbers also. This is the direct example. Simple, if B is 0, only real number is left. This is real number only. So whenever imaginary part is absent, then Z is equal to A is called as a purely real number. So complex numbers is simple, a combination of both real and imaginary. Don't confuse complex numbers to be imaginary. Complex means they can be real also, they can be imaginary also. It covers real numbers. This is a simple example. So therefore, a complex number can be purely real or purely imaginary. Next. So we have discussed that a complex number can be written as an ordered pair A comma B. So when you write a complex number as an ordered pair, this ordered pair actually can be plotted in the coordinate plane like this. So when this is ordered pair, definitely you can plot in the coordinate plane. So when you plot in the coordinate plane, it can be in first quadrant, second quadrant, third, fourth, anywhere it can be. Let us take in first quadrant. And let me give this point a name as P. I am giving the name also. So whenever you take this ordered pair in the coordinate plane, that is whenever you represent the complex numbers in the coordinate plane, this plane is referred as Argand plane. Argand plane is coordinate plane only. Coordinate plane only is referred as Argand plane when complex numbers are represented in the coordinate plane. Now, this A plus IB we are plotting in the coordinate plane. What is A here? Real part. Means the X coordinate is actually real part. X coordinate is real part. That means real parts are put along X axis. So real parts are actually put on X axis. Therefore this X axis is referred as real axis. This B is actually imaginary part. Means all the imaginary part numbers will be on Y axis. Imaginary parts will be actually plotted on Y axis definitely. They will be taken along Y axis. Therefore this Y axis is referred as imaginary axis. So real parts taken along X axis, so X axis is real axis. Imaginary parts taken along Y axis, therefore Y axis is referred as imaginary axis. And when complex numbers are plotted in the coordinate plane, that plane can be referred as Argand plane. So whenever in the question you find the term Argand plane, you can understand that the complex numbers are being represented in the coordinate plane. That thing you can understand. So this is the basic definition of a complex number. So complex number representation, what is real part, what is imaginary part, and what is purely real, purely imaginary. So everything we have tried to discuss in the basics of complex numbers. Okay, so we will move on. Okay, so let us continue our discussions with properties of iota. So we have seen that I is actually imaginary number whose value is square root of minus 1. So I square is going to be minus 1. Next, what is I cube? I cube means you can write that as I square into I. And I square is minus 1, so minus 1 into I, so it is going to be minus I power 4. Next, so I power 4 means you can write as I square into I square. I square is minus 1, so minus 1 into minus 1 means plus 1. So let us do some values like this. I power 4, so I can write I power 4 as I power 4 into I. What is I power 4? I power 4 is 1. So 1 into I. So I power 5 is same as I. So whatever you have for this one, that is same as I power 5. Next, I power 6. I power 6 means I power 4 into I square. I power 4 is what? 1. So 1 into I square. So this is basically same as I square. So I power 4 is same as I. I power 6 is same as I square. So if you continue, I power 7 can be written as I power 4 into I cube. Again I power 4 is 1. So 1 into I cube means I cube only. So I power 7 is same as this I cube. You can see the repetition process. I power 5 same as I power 6 same as I square. I power 7 same as I cube. I power 8 same as I power 4 will get. Okay, let us see. I power 8 means I power 4 into I power 4. I power 4 is 1. So 1 into I power 4 means I power 4 only I will write. It is anyhow it is 1 only. So you can see now that the set of these 4 is actually repeating exactly. So whatever values for this I square, I cube, I power 4 we got, the same set of values are repeating for the next 4. So if you write I power 9, 10, 11, 12, again this set of 4 numbers only you will get. Okay, and we got I power 4 as 1. And what is I power 8 actually? That also 1 only, no? I power 4 means we can write like this, isn't it? So I power 4 is 1, 1 power 2, 1 power anything is 1 only. Take I power 12 for example, you can write that as I power 4 whole cube. I power 4 is 1, no? So 1 power 3, 1 only. Like that, what you see is whenever you take I power a multiple of 4, definitely you can write that as I power 4 power something. And I power 4 is 1 only. Therefore, 1 power anything you will get 1 only. So what is the basic rule you have to remember here is I power any multiple of 4 is always going to be 1. I power any multiple of 4 means I will write 4n. I power any multiple of 4 is always going to be 1 where n is some integer. This is the very important basic property of iota. So using this property, I power very large numbers also you can calculate. I power multiple of 4 must be 1, that is what you have to remember. For example, if you have I power 253, how to calculate? Simple. What is the nearest multiple of 4 for this? That you identify. And what is the rule of divisibility by 4? Divisibility by 4 means last 2 places whatever number is there, that must be divisible by 4. So it is definitely not divisible by 4. So last 2 numbers you see. So the number in the last 2 places is 53, not divisible by 4. So before 53 what it will be? 52. 52 is divisible by 4. So the nearest number which is divisible by 4 is 252, that you identify. Okay? And we can write this as I power 252 into I. Why we are writing like this? Because we are separating multiple of 4 from this power. Why? Because I power multiple of 4 will be 1. That means I power 252 is going to be 1. So 1 into I is your answer. Simple, just identify and separate the multiple of 4 from whatever power they have given. Okay, so one more example I will tell. I power 1257. Calculate this. So just you have to identify the nearest multiple of 4 to this. See the last 2 places, 57 is not a multiple of 4. Before 57, 56. 56 is a multiple of 4. Therefore, I can split this as I power 1256 into I. means 1256 plus 1. I means I power 1 only, no? 1256 plus 1, I am separating like this. I power 1256 is a multiple of 4. Therefore, this is going to be 1. I is your answer. So, any higher powers, for any higher powers of I, you can easily calculate its value just using this basic rule. So, this rule is basically for iota. For iota, okay? Okay, next let us discuss how actually we are going to add two complex numbers, two or more complex numbers, how we can actually equate two complex numbers, how we can compare complex numbers or we can compare or not, how we are going to multiply two complex numbers, the basic properties or algebraic properties related to complex numbers we will discuss. So basically, if I take a complex number Z1 as A1 plus IB1 and another complex number Z2 as A2 plus IB2, how to add these complex numbers? Let us see the property of addition. So adding two complex numbers Z1 plus Z2, A1 plus IB1 plus A2 plus IB2. So A1 plus A2 I will write separately. Taking I common in these two, B1 plus B2 taking I common. So what is this now? So when you want to add two complex number, simply add real part to real part of another complex number and add imaginary part of one complex number to the imaginary part of the second complex number. So addition of complex numbers means real parts are added among themselves and imaginary parts are added among themselves. So real part is added to real part only and imaginary part to imaginary part. So when you want to equate two complex numbers also, the same property will hold when you want to equate two complex numbers. For example, if Z1 is equal to Z2 is given, means A1 plus IB1 is equal to A2 plus IB2. Okay. Then so I can write like this. See, if I shift this to the left side, A1 plus IB1 minus of A2 plus IB2 is equal to 0. A1 minus A2, real part I will write first. Next, if I take I common, B1 minus B2, this is imaginary. RHS is 0. So can I write the RHS in this model A plus IB form? Yes. RHS you can write as 0 plus I into 0. That is 0 only. I am trying to write this in the model of LHS. Now you can compare real parts on both sides, imaginary parts on both sides. See, if you compare real parts on both sides, what you will get? A1 minus A2 is equal to 0. And if you compare imaginary parts on both sides, B1 minus B2 is equal to 0. That means A1 is equal to A2 and B1 is equal to B2. Simple. So two complex numbers can be equal. Z1 can be equal to Z2 only when their real parts are equal and their imaginary parts are equal. So two complex numbers are equal means their real parts must be equal separately and their imaginary parts also must be equal separately. The relation must actually be among real parts and imaginary parts separately must be equal. So this is about equality of complex numbers. So addition and equality is almost same. Addition, subtraction, same property only. And how we are actually adding the complex number, the same will apply for equality also. Now if you want to multiply two complex numbers, so if you want to multiply, then how we are going to do, what will be the result? Let us see now. So Z1 into Z2, for example, if you want to multiply, so A1 into IB1 multiplied with A2 plus IB2. So just multiply these two normally. A1 multiplied with A2, A1 multiplied with IB2, IB1 multiplied with A2, and IB1 multiplied with IB2. What is I square here? We know I is square root of -1, so I square is -1. So therefore, I will just write the next step by taking I common in these two. So I common in second and third terms, and last term I square is -1. Now I will separate the real parts and imaginary parts. Real part means what? The term which does not have I. So this is real, this is real because they don't have I. Imaginary parts means the terms which are actually included with I. Means this is imaginary part. Imaginary part means excluding I, we write the remaining part. But the term must have I, then only it can be called as imaginary. Okay. So these two do not have I. Separate A1, A2 minus B1, B2. This is real part. And separate this one I into A1, B2 plus A2, B1. So this after multiplication is the result of the complex numbers product. Z1, Z2 product. So Z1, Z2 after multiplication put in the form of A plus IB. That means real part plus I into imaginary part model. So complex numbers multiplication is like normal multiplication only, but in the multiplication process you have to take I square as -1. Just you have to take this I square as -1, separate all the terms which does not have I, which are called as real, and separate all the terms which include I, which gives us imaginary part. So this is about basically the multiplication of complex numbers. Now division of complex numbers we will see. So multiplication, directly we have multiplied both of them. So how about division? Z1 by Z2. A1 plus IB1, A2 plus IB2, Z1 by Z2 I am taking. So before starting the multiplication process, let us discuss one more part, that is conjugate of a complex number. Conjugate of a complex number. So if Z is equal to A plus IB is a complex number, then conjugate of Z is denoted as Z bar. This is the symbol we use. Z bar is the symbol for conjugate, and Z bar is actually A minus IB. So how do we get conjugate? Conjugate of Z is basically just change the sign of imaginary part, that's all. If you change the sign of imaginary part, whatever complex number you are getting is called as the conjugate of the original complex number. So what is the conjugate of 3 plus 4i? Conjugate is 3 minus 4i. Just imaginary part you change the sign. What is the conjugate of 3i plus 4? It is not 3i minus 4. Conjugate means imaginary part sign you have to change, not the sign in between the terms. Imaginary part is this one. So you have to change sign for this one. So what is the conjugate of this? Minus 3i plus 4. What is the conjugate of 2i? This is imaginary only, it does not have real part. It is purely imaginary. So imaginary part, you change the sign. So minus 2i, this is the conjugate. What is the conjugate of 4? Conjugate of 4 is 4 only. Because this does not have any imaginary part. Imaginary part sign you have to change. You don't have imaginary part, so change nothing. Keep as it is. This is the conjugate 4. Means conjugate of purely real is always itself. Conjugate of purely imaginary, just change the sign. And for a plus ib form, for imaginary part, you have to change the sign. So this is the discussion of conjugate of a complex number. So now whenever we have division of complex numbers like this, we always try to get a real number in the denominator part. So denominator is clearly a complex number, denominator is clearly imaginary. We will try to get the real number. So to get the real number, the basic rule is whenever you multiply a complex number with its conjugate, you will definitely get a real number. So conjugate property is simply like that. So conjugate property, we have to change the sign of imaginary part, no? So whenever you multiply a complex number with its conjugate, definitely you will get real number only. Okay, so when you multiply a complex number with its conjugate, you will get real number. So since you want the real number in the denominator, just multiply and divide with the conjugate of denominator. So what is the conjugate of denominator? A2 minus IB2. So this is the simple rule which we have to remember. Whenever you have a imaginary number in the denominator, you just divide and multiply with the conjugate of the denominator. Okay. Now, numerator. Multiplication of these two complex numbers we have already seen. So just multiply normal multiplication of these two. So A1 multiplied with A2. A1 multiplied with this. So minus I into A1 B2. IB1 multiplied with this, so plus I into A2 B1. IB1 multiplied with this, you will get minus I square B1 B2. And denominator A plus B into A minus B model clearly. So denominator A plus B into A minus B, you will get A square minus B square model. Now let us observe that I square is minus 1. So I square is minus 1 means this becomes plus B1 B2. I square is minus 1 plus B1 B2. That means this is real. This is real. Let us write both of them together. So A1 A2. This is plus B1 B2. This is completely real. In these two you have I. So they are imaginary parts. Okay. So take I common, A2 B1 minus A1 B2, this is imaginary part. And denominator again here I square is minus 1. So A2 square, I square is minus 1. So minus into minus plus B2 square. So let us separate the real part and denominator, real part and imaginary part. Denominator also will separate. So if denominator is also separated, A1 A2 plus B1 B2 by A2 square plus B2 square. This is completely real part plus I into, separate the denominator for imaginary part also. So this is going to be the imaginary part. That means we are trying to write in A plus IB form. So after simplification process is completed, this is A plus IB. It means real plus I into imaginary part model. But the concept is actually what you have to remember is Whenever you have a complex number or imaginary number in the denominator, simply divide and multiply with the conjugate of denominator. So this is the division process of complex numbers.